Subscribe to Gizmo Times and get notified about our latest videos by hitting the bell icon.
Hey guys, Chetan here for Gizmo Times, and this is the comparison between OPPO's F7 and the F5. OPPO is known for offering selfie-centric smartphones through its F series lineup. Last year, the F5 certainly did level up the selfie game with a 20-megapixel selfie shooter. But the company plans to challenge itself with this year's F7 that boasts a massive 25-megapixel selfie camera. In this video, let's check out how much of a spec upgrade do you get if you get the F7 over the F5. In terms of design, the OPPO F5 and the F7 are poles apart. The F5 sporting thin bezels on the top and bottom, whereas the F7 takes it a different route with the new iPhone-like notch on the top and the thin chin at the bottom. That has become a trend now. The story remains the same on the back as well. While the OPPO F5 had a metal on the back with the matte finish, the F7 goes with a glass sandwich style with a metal frame underneath, which kind of makes it look a bit premium. The last year's F5 had a 6-inch LTPS IPS LCD panel with a 1080x2160 pixels resolution and an 18:9 aspect ratio. The F7 comes with a bit larger display, that's a 6.23-inch one with a similar kind of display technology, but the resolution here is a little higher with 1080x2280 pixels of screen resolution, and that with the new aspect ratio of 19:9. OPPO chose to again go with the MediaTek chipset this year as well, but then based on what is claimed, the Helio P60 chipset underneath the OPPO F7 promises up to 70% increase when compared to last year's P23 that was powering the OPPO F5. Both phones do come with the same amount of RAM, that's 4GB, but the F7 has a variant with 6GB of RAM as well. The F5 comes with 32 and 64GB storage variants, while the F7 comes with 64 as the base storage, and the 6GB RAM variant comes with 128GB internal storage. And a good thing with these OPPO phones is that you get a dedicated microSD card slot for the storage expansion. When it comes to the cameras, the F5 and F7 has the same camera on the back, that's a 16-megapixel primary camera having an aperture of f1.8, which does a good job in low light conditions. Both the devices have the face detection autofocus technology, and both can record 1080p videos, and that is a disappointment that the F7 still doesn't have 4K video support. On the front, the OPPO's F5 had a 20-megapixel f2.0 selfie shooter, and which was one of the most talked about feature last year. But then the company has improved that with a 25-megapixel selfie camera that is AI powered that sits behind an f2.0 aperture. The F7 comes with a plethora of AI beauty technology with 8 million beauty effects, and that is something to do with the software as well. The last year's F5 came with the Android 7.1.1 Nougat, whereas the newer one, the F7, comes with the Android 8.1.0 Oreo, and both the phones run the OPPO's custom UI, that's the ColorOS, but the version is different on both of them, with ColorOS 3.2 running on the OPPO F5 compared to the ColorOS 5.0 that runs on the OPPO F7, and both are nowhere close to the stock Android. When we talk about the battery on both of them, the F5 had a 3200 mAh battery, while the F7 now has a little better one, a 3400 mAh battery that should last a bit longer, and given the AI optimization that is done here, the F7 is said to have a better battery life. Lastly, talking about the pricing, the OPPO F5 had come with two variants, the base one with 4GB of RAM and 32GB storage priced at Rs 19,990, the other one with the 6GB RAM and 64GB storage priced at Rs 25,000. And these are the same prices that the phone is still available for. The newly launched F7 would cost you 22,000 for the base variant that comes with 4GB RAM and 64GB storage, and this time the storage is higher on the 6GB RAM variant with 128GB storage, but you have to shell out 27,000 rupees for that. And they are the solar red and the diamond black color variants that are present for the larger variant. Otherwise, you also get an option of the moonlight silver, which is for the base variant. Now, if we talk about the two phones and check out whether this is actually a very good upgrade from the F5, it surely is, because there are some improvements with the selfie camera, and there's some improvement on the AI part of it, because the Helio P60 chipset is said to have a lot of support for the artificial intelligence. And we also checked the performance of the two phones, the benchmark scores, and also the actual gaming and usage. That is where the F7 felt to be much snappier and faster. So if you are someone who's considering buying an OPPO F7 directly, you should do it. But if you are looking at the F7 only after using the OPPO F5, I'm not sure whether you'll have to spend so much again to get only a few improvements. So this was the comparison between the OPPO F7 and the OPPO F5, both from the same company. I hope you like this video, and if you do share it and subscribe to Gizmo Times for more. Thank you for watching, and see you in our next video.